Hey everybody, it's Durgertime, and thank you for joining me for this news update. I've never really done one of these on this channel, but I thought it would be very important to bring you this information. Obviously, this channel is mostly dedicated to wrestling content and pretty much exclusively TEW content for TEW 2016 and now the new Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 release that just came out in the public beta. And this news has just dropped maybe about 40 minutes ago, so some of you may have not seen it, and is about the release date of the game. Now, if you've not been following social media, you probably don't know yet, but the public beta for TEW 2020 has, let's say, a mixed opinion, is probably the nicest way to say it. There are some issues with the game that some people have been having, and this update kind of addresses the concerns that some people have. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Adam Ryland, the creator of the game, had said. And he says, first of all, thank you everyone has taken part in the public beta so far. You've been very helpful in giving me information and save games so I can get the errors sorted out. The nightly patches are starting to eat through various issues at a rapid rate, so I'd encourage everyone that is taking part to make sure that you are updating to the latest version for the best experience. Unfortunately, there's been a very unusually high number of issues this time around, which has surprised me and my testing team given that the game was a very stable state prior to release. I think this is largely my fault for underestimating just how many combinations of settings, data, and options are possible in TEW 2020 and not widening our testing process enough to account for that. He goes on to say, I'm dealing with issues as quick as I can, but it's become clear that I'm not going to be having the game in a state that I would consider acceptable by the release of April 30th. As a result, I have decided to push the release back a little while to extend the public beta. I'm currently estimating that an extra 2 weeks will give me an ample time to do the necessary work, which will put the new release date around May 14th. So what are some of these issues? He goes on to talk about some of the common complaints that he's gotten. He says, to address the elephant in the room, there's been a lot of discussion of the interface and the look of the game, and the look of the game since release. Regarding the people who have given feedback, the game is too bright and is causing them headaches. Josh, the artist, has decided to redo the background images to mute the brightness to help with that. I don't have an ETA on that yet, but you'll hear more about the various updates of things that are to come. So it doesn't seem for sure if that's going to be part of the initial delay or if that's something that's going to be coming out later, but they have heard those complaints and are looking to address them. There have also been people that have asked for more scroll bar or arrow support. I think most people now have gotten to grips with the fact that you need to change your preferences to have the old style scrollable lists, but I'm also going to be extending use onto more screens to help with that. He does also shoot down the possibility of a larger interface overhaul, and he says a vocal minority who are unhappy with the new interface and would like a complete overhaul. As I don't want them to misread this as a false hope or a rewrite, I'd like to clarify that an entirely new or significantly revamped interface is not in any way viable. So it sounds like a lot of changes in terms of at least bug fixing, but also some of those user interface errors and issues that some people have been reporting to have hopefully should be resolved, and hopefully we'll have a cleaner aesthetic. Obviously, I don't want to get into my full impressions of the game right now on this video, but let's just say that I think a lot of the complaints that have been going out there are incredibly valid, and in a lot of ways, while the mechanics of the game do seem to be a massive improvement from the predecessor, the UI and the general player usability of the game has taken a massive downgrade, with areas that seem incomplete, and overall it feels like kind of a rushed experience in terms of the release. I'm kind of shocked that they were going to release this game in this state, and I have to question what was going on in the beta team that didn't pick out some of these things, or at least raise their hand and say, hey, don't you think we should have these features, or don't you think that we gone too far in one direction? I found bugs including being able to actually affect another company's contracts. There's just general missing components at times. There's areas that look like there should be buttons where there aren't, and there's areas that look like there were features that were just removed and not readjusted, and there's a lot of quality of life elements of 2016's code that are completely absent in this and make the booking and hiring experience in some cases infuriating. So hopefully this delay will do a little bit to alleviate those problems. My personal opinion though, May 14th is not far enough back. This game needs to be delayed back to June or July, and they need to spend a couple more months really fine-tuning that player usability. But what do you guys think? Are you upset about the delay? Are you happy about it? Do you think it should be, not there at all? Do you think May 14th is fine, or do you think they need to push this thing back even further? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. If you're new to the channel, we primarily do TEW 2020 and 2016 content, so welcome. Only way to get more of that content is if you like and subscribe to the channel so you can find and get notified of when we release new content. Next week, the itinerary, we're going to be doing a sort of first impressions. I'm also going to be doing a quick start guide, so if you're new to the series, I'm going to try to give you kind of the very bare bone basics to be able to play. And we're going to do some other gameplay as we're going to play through the game and experience it together. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to the breaking news. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see y'all next time.